Hey, what's up, baseball fans? Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we are here with another History Maker League of Legends featuring the Cooperstown Legends and Cooperstown Pioneer sets from Play.com, and two very excellent sets of cards featuring Hall of Famers from throughout baseball history, including Negro League players. In today's matchup, the Metropolitans are taking on the Olympics. The Metropolitans have a fairly balanced lineup, probably the edge in pitching, as Grover Cleveland Alexander will get the start for them today. The Olympics have probably the most potent lineup in the League of Legends, with a murderer's row, middle of the order, that features Hank Greenberg, Babe Ruth, and Jimmy Fox in the 3, 4, and 5 spots. So, just a couple of housekeeping items. Again, I do not use, or I'm not going to use game day events, meaning hot, cold, and sunny, stormy dispositions in this project. And so blue and purple results will be ignored, and we'll just move on to the next roll. And then also each player has to play, position players have to start at least one game in each 4-game series, and pitchers, every pitcher has to appear in at least one inning in each 4-game series, just to make sure things stay balanced. So we're ready to go for the Metropolitans. Their lineup includes Chris Speaker in center field at leading off, Tony Gwynn in right, Joe Morgan at second, Ralph Kiner's designated hitter, Jim Rice in left, Ernie Banks at short, Johnny Bench behind the plate, Buck Leonard at first, and the human vacuum cleaner Brooks Robinson at the hot corner. And again, on the hill for the Metropolitans, Grover Cleveland Alexander. For the Olympics, Fred Clark leads off in center, Sam Crawford in right, Hank Greenberg in left, Ruth is the designated hitter today, Jimmy Fox at first, Judy Johnson at third, Bill Dickey is behind the dish, Lou Boudreau at short, and Johnny Evers will play second base, and Rapid Robert Feller on the mound. So we're ready to go. Speaker up for the Metropolitans, and here comes first pitch. And that is going to be a whiffer, no. And we're going to have some outfield drama to start the game off. So 5s and outfield drama. Right fielder iron, and that is going to be a fly out, as we have no iron fielders in this replay. So Speaker starts off the game with a routine fly ball to right field. That brings up Tony Gwynn. And Mr. Padre, 2-4-4 for Gwynn, and that is going to be an ace. Decider die says yes, fly out to center field. Down. Brings up third place hitter Joe Morgan, second baseman for those great Cincinnati Reds teams of the 70s, and prior to that, a member of the Houston Astros. 3-4-5, and do we have an iron catcher? No. Good eye? No, and it's going to be a strikeout. So Joe Morgan, 3 up, 3 down, go the Metropolitans, as Bob Feller gets a strikeout to end it, and Grover Cleveland Alexander facing the formidable Olympics lineup here in the bottom of the first. No score. 1-1-5 and fresh. That's going to be a pop fly. And Clark, that's going to go to the second baseman. So second pitch of the game for Alexander results in an easy pop fly. That brings up Sam Crawford. Wahoo Sam, 1-2-3. And both flash and fresh. Strikeout, and that is not the case. So that's going to be a ground out shortstop, 6-3 on the putout. So nice play there by Ernie Banks for the Metropolitans, and that brings up the first of that formidable middle of the order, Hank Greenberg, Detroit Tigers' first or left fielder. 1-2-5 and 1-2-5. It's going to be not a struggler, patient, and he does have the patient trait. We're going to go to the umpire chart, however. And questionable or strict, umpire calls a strike. Others, it's ball 4. So behind the dish, questionable, and we'll roll the decider die for that for Don Deckinger. And that is going to be indeed a ball 4. So Greenberg trots down to first base, and that brings up the Bambino, his first opportunity in League of Legends to make some noise. 3-4-5, and iron catcher, no. Good eye, and Ruth does not have a good eye. He's going to go down on strikes. A big swing and a miss, and Grover Cleveland Alexander dodges the bullet. A runner on with Ruth up, and we're through one, heading to the second inning. No score. Metropolitans, Ralph Kiner going to lead it off against Bob Feller. And 3, 5, and a 6, and are they the same? And God, this is so hard to read on these cards. Yes, they are, and it's going to be a strikeout. It's small, and some of the colors on these just do not mesh with my eyes very well, even with glasses. Jim Rice up, 1 down. Feller kicks, delivers, and 2, 5, and a 6, and Struggler, no. Champion or patient, and he is a champion with a decide or die saying yes. That's going to be a base on balls. Feller's first walk of the game. Jim Rice trots down to first base. Mr. Cubby himself, Ernie Banks up, and 4, 5, 6, and is Ernie Banks patient? He is not. That's going to be a fly out to center field. So 2 down, runner on first base, still looking for our first hit in this ball game, as that brings up the great Cincinnati Reds catcher, Johnny Bench. And we have a gold catcher behind the dish for the Olympics. And we do, and that's going to be a strikeout unless Johnny Bench has good eye. He does not. So Feller now 3 strikeouts to go with his single walk. We're heading to the bottom of the second inning, still looking for our first hit and first run of the ball game. The Beast, Jimmy Fox, first baseman for those great Connie Mack teams of the late 20s and early 30s. 2, 5, 6. And it's not a struggler, a champion, or patient. And he is patient, and the decide or die again gives him a base on ball. So Fox trots down to first base. Alexander pitching very carefully around the meat of this Olympics lineup. Brings up Judy Johnson, Negro League third base great. 1, 2, 4. And we have a control, and he's a double control, and that is going to be a 6-4-3 double play. So Johnson coerced into a ground ball, and that erases Fox. 2 down, and Bill Dickey, great Yankees catcher, steps up. 2, 2, 4. And pitching at home, he is not. Slugger. And he is not a slugger, and that is going to be a single to right field. Our first hit of the ball game, active steals, which does not fit Dickey. So 2 down, runner at first. And for the Olympics, Lou Boudreau, Cleveland Indians shortstop of the 50s, late 40s and 50s. 2, 3, 4, and Boudreau. We have a runner on base, so we're going to have some plate drama. So plate drama, double ones, wild pitcher. Can't handle pass ball, otherwise that is a strike, and that will be a strike. Boudreau will reset. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and that is going to be both flash and fresh strikeout. No, that's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. So easy play there for Mr. Cubby, and we have our first hit of the ball game. Still looking for the first run as we head to the top of the third inning. Metropolitans at 0 and Olympics 0. And leading it off is Buck Leonard, another one of the great Negro League players, first baseman, and an excellent ambassador of the game, if you ever heard interviews of him after his playing days. So 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 6, sorry, Feller. And 2, 3, 6, double control or dynamic, ground ball to pitcher shortstop, and he is not double control. Pitcher batting strikeout, no, otherwise it's going to be a walk. So Leonard leads off the third with a base on balls. Trots down to first base, and that brings up the human vacuum cleaner, Brooks Robinson. Held down the hot corner, those great Oriole teams of the early 70s, 1, 1, 6. And Workman or Gilded, no. And Whiffer, no. And that will be a ground out to third base, and that's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. So both pitchers getting the ground ball when they need it, back to the top of the order, and Tris Speaker, the Gray Eagle, steps in against Rapid Robert Feller. Here comes the pitch, 1, 3, 4, and gold catcher. And behind the dish is Bill Dickey. He is indeed a goal. That's going to be a strikeout unless it's a good eye. He does have a good eye, but the decider die says you swing and miss. And Feller, his 4th strikeout of the game, still working on a no-no through 3. Heading to the bottom of the frame, no score, Metropolitans and Olympics. Olympics coming to bat, Johnny Evers of the famed Tinker to Evers to Chance combination of the Cubs teams in the dead ball era. Frank Chance also a reserve on this team. 1-3-5 from Alexander. And 1-3-5, that's going to be an unusual result. So unusual result, and a red 1 leads it. Red 1 and a black 5. So we're going to roll on that chart. 3-4 and balk, runners advance, not going to be applicable, so we will replay the at-bat. Alexander slipping on the mound, has an embarrassed look on his face, shakes his head, he's ready to go, kicks, delivers, 2-2-3. So 2-2-3, he is not wild, slugger, or utility, and not going to be the case, and that will be a single to left field and active steals, and Evers is not active. But that has a base runner on for the Olympics and heading to the top of the order, and that ominous middle of the order looms. Fred Clark, the batter, nobody out. 3-5-5 and Struggler or Gilded. No, and that's going to be a champion. And he is a champion. Decider die says yes, and that's going to be a double to left field. And he does not have a Sigma rating. So any hit, runners advance 2 bases on any hit, single or double. So that's going to put runners on 2nd and 3rd. So Alexander in some trouble here with the meat of the order coming up. Nobody out. Runners on 2nd, 3rd. Wahoo Sam Crawford, Detroit Tigers great, steps up to the plate. 1-1-5. And he is fresh. Pop fly. And that's into shallow center field. And ranging back to pull that in is Lou Boudreau. Or sorry, Ernie Banks, Mr. Cubby. So F6, and that is a huge out, but still Greenberg, Ruth, and possibly Fox wait. Here comes a pitch to Greenberg. 2-2-4. And pitching at home, no. Slugger, and Greenberg is indeed a slugger, and that is going to be a double to left field, and that also has the home run legends trait. So home run legend and Decider die says yes, and that ball is gone. So the home run legend trait comes into play, and Hank Greenberg, a 3-run shot. And the middle of this order, a murderer's row is mentioned as the Olympics sprint out to a 3-0 lead, and that clears the bases. 1 down for the Bambino as Greenberg got just enough of that to get it over the left field wall. 3-6-6. And pinch hitter no, and Babe Ruth launches that into center field, but plenty of room out there to make the catch as Tris Speaker covers a lot of ground in center, pulls that in. 2 down for the Metropolitans. And Jimmy Fox, 1-5-6. Jimmy Fox and Whiffer, no. And we're going to have some more outfield drama. And again, the outfielders all very solid, 2-2. And center field Gold. In center field, Tris Speaker. And Tris Speaker is indeed Gold, so he makes a nice running over-the-shoulder catch. And Jimmy Fox is retired, but 3 hits, 3 runs on the mammoth strike by Hank Greenberg. And the Olympics take a 3-0 lead to the 4th inning. Due up for the Metropolitans, we have Tony Gwynn, Joe Morgan, and Ralph Kiner. Here we go. And Mr. Padre, 1-1-6. And Gwynn fresh. Swing and a miss. Feller, the high heat. And that is strikeout number 5 in this game for Rapid Robert. Joe Morgan, the batter. Morgan also struck out his first time up. 1-2-5. And Struggler, no. Patient. And he is going to draw the base on balls, but we're going to go to the umpire chart. And again, Deckinger, respected and questionable. It's going to be a walk. So Joe Morgan trots down to first base, and that is the 3rd walk. Feller's given up. Metropolitans still looking for their first hit as Feller effectively wild thus far in this one. 4-4-5. And Workman, no, patient. And we are going to have another base on ball. So after one out, Feller walks the next two batters. He now has 4 walks to go with his 5 Ks. And Jim Rice looking for the Metropolitans' first hit in this one. 1-1-4 and fresh. And that's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. And that will be a 6-4-3 double play. So Feller, once again, pitches his way out of a little jam. That's the second double play he's induced. As we head to the bottom of 4th inning, Olympics 3-0 in the lead. Judy Johnson coming up to face Grover Cleveland Alexander. 2-3-4. Runners on base, no. Hot batter, no. Pops it out, and that's into foul territory. And ranging into foul ground to pull that in is the human vacuum cleaner, Brooks Robinson. 1 down, and that brings up Bill Dickey. Dickey, his first time up, singled. Here comes the pitch from Alexander. 2-3-3. And ace or a star, he is. That's going to be a ground ball down to shortstop. So Mr. Cubby ranges into the hole, plants his feet, throws. Dickey is retired, 2 down. And Lou Boudreau up. And Boudreau, the Olympic shortstop, waits for the pitch, 3-3-6. And ace or dynamic it is. And that's going to be a fly out to center field. So Cleveland, Alexander bouncing back, sets down the Olympics in order in the bottom of the 4th inning. We head to the 5th. Your score, Olympics 3, Metropolitans 0. And that brings up Mr. Cubby, Ernie Banks to face Bob Feller. 3-4-6. And Eager, and he is a semi-eager. No, it's going to be a base on balls. Active is going to steal. And Banks is a semi-active. Will roll the decide or die. So Banks, 5th walk, Feller's given up, and Banks with a stolen base. So a runner in scoring position for the Metropolitans, but they're still going to need a hit to get someone in, and they haven't gotten any of those yet. 3-5-6. And same, and Johnny Bench it is. Swing and a miss, strikeout. So Bench, and that's the second time that he struck out today. 1 down. He heads back to the dugout disgusted. Brings up Buck Leonard. And first baseman, he drew a walk his first time up. 1-4-6. And do we have Flash? We do have Flash. And that's going to be a strikeout if he's not a good eye, which he's not. So 2 strikeouts in a row for Feller. 7 now to go with his 5 walks. And Brooks Robinson up. 2 down and runner on second base. Ernie Banks let it off with a walk, stole second, and he remains there. 4-5-5. And Flash, and that is a semi-flash, home run king. And Robinson is not a home run king. That's going to be a ground ball down to first base, and take care of that himself with a couple of steps to the bag is the beast Jimmy Fox. So 3 unassisted, and again, the Metropolitans get a runner on via the walk, but he is stranded. We are halfway through this contest, and it is 3-0. Metropolitans in the lead. Johnny Evers set to lead it off against Grover Cleveland Alexander, who will be fresh for 6 innings, 1-2-4. And is he a control pitcher? He's a double control, ground out to shortstop. So 6-3 on the put out there. And Ernie Banks getting quite a bit of action at short. Back to the top of the order. And coming up for the Olympics, Fred Clark, the center fielder. He has flown out to second base and doubled. 1-4-4. And Flash. He is not a Flash. Hero. And he is a semi-hero, and he's going to get the decide or die in his favor. So single into center field. And once again, base runners on for the Olympics with the meat of the order looming in the on-deck circle. 3-4-5. And Iron Catcher, no. Good eye. He is a good eye, but decide or die says no. And instead, Alexander, slow curveball, and Crawford way out in front, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Hank Greenberg, the hero of the day for the Olympics so far, with a 3-run blast back in the 3rd inning. 1-5-6, and whiffer. And he is not a whiffer, so we're going to have some outfield drama. And 1 and a 3, outfield drama, center fielder iron, and that's not going to be the case. A nice play out in center field by Tris Speaker, and he's made a couple during this game. So 1 hit, no runs, no errors. We're through 5, still 3-0. Olympics lead the Metropolitans, and top of the order for the Metropolitans, Tris Speaker to lead off the 6th against Bob Feller. And 1-3-6, Feller working on that no-hitter. 1-3-6, and is he an ace? He is a semi-ace. Decider die says no. A whiffer or cold, a strikeout. Not going to be the case either. We're going to have some infield drama. So Speaker, can he break up the no-hitter here? 3 and a 5. Third baseman iron. And for third base, Judy Johnson, he is gold. So he's going to get to that and make a play. Nips Speaker by a foot. So almost our first hit of the game for the Metropolitans. 1 down, though, as Tony Gwynn steps up. 1-5-6. And is he a whiffer? No, we're going to have some outfield drama now. 3 and a 5 in the outfield, and 3 and a 5 left fielder gold. And left fielder is gold. So a nice running catch by the wall, Hank Greenberg, and he preserves the no-hitter. So 2 down and 2 spectacular defensive plays. And they keep that goose egg next to the hit column for Rapid Robert Feller. Joe Morgan, the batter. 1-5-6. And is he a whiffer? He is not. So we're going to have some more outfield drama. 3 and a 5. Outfield drama, left fielder gold. And again, this time coming in and diving to make the catch in left field is Greenberg. Not known for his defense, but he's made a couple of gems this inning. 3 up, 3 down. The no-no is intact as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Olympics 3, Metropolitans 0. And coming up is the Bambino, Babe Ruth, 1-3-4. He's been quiet this game, gold catcher. And behind the dish is Johnny Bench, and he is Decider Die says no, champion. And Decider Die, no on that. So we're going to have some outfield drama for the Bambino. 3-6. And left fielder Stoic. So left fielder Jim Rice is not Stoic, so he's going to be able to get to that and run it down. And hit hard, but not hard enough as Rice. Nice play in left field. And Ruth 0 for 3 now on the day as Jimmy Fox steps up. Fox, he has walked and flown out to center. 1-5-5 and 1-5-5. Home run king, and Fox, bye-bye. He got all of that and blasted over the center field fence. And again, it's hard to get through this order with Greenberg, Ruth, and Fox. And both Greenberg and Fox now have gone deep. And it's 4-0. Metropolitans in the lead, and it's going to get some action going in the visitors' bullpen. And warming up out there is Jack Chesbro, holder of the modern season record for number of wins with 41, accomplished in 1904. Alexander now set to face Judy Johnson. 5-6-6, and we have stayed off wild. No. Good eye for Johnson. And Johnson does not have a good eye. That's going to be a swing and a miss. So Johnson goes down. And again, Alexander with that nice curveball. Bill Dickey, the batter, 2 down. 1 run in this inning, 1-1-6. And 1-1-6, is he fresh? And technically he is still fresh. That's going to be another strikeout, the heater this time. But the Olympics, they get a hit on a run, a solo blast by Jimmy Fox, and we are through 6 innings, 4-0. Olympics lead the Metropolitans, who are still looking for their first hit against Robert Feller. We're going to have a pitching change. So Alexander, he will be done. And Jack Chesbro will be the new pitcher in the 7th inning. So Alexander, he pitched okay minus the long ball. Gave up a total of 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. Again, 2 long balls, and he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, struck out 4, and walked 2. All right, meanwhile, Robert Feller back to the task of trying to finish this with no hits. And 1-1-4 as Ralph Kiner set to lead it off. And is he fresh? He is no longer fresh. Said Sec, we're patient. And he is patient. That's going to be a foul out to the catcher. So high fly ball going back near the stands. Dickey pulls that in. 1 down to start the 7th inning as Jim Rice steps up. Rice today has walked and hit into a double play, 1-4-6. And 1-4-6, is he a flash? And he is a flash, swing and a miss. So strikeout number 8 as Rice. Big cut and nothing but air there. Feller, again, effectively wild, has walked 5 batters, but no hits outside of a couple of close ones. That nice plays were made out in left field by Hank Greenberg to take away. 2-3-3. And ace or a star, and he is a semi-ace. Decide or die says no. Is this the cleanup batter? No. And it's going to be a fly out to left field. And Banks is not a whiffer. So that will be 3 up, 3 down. As routine play out there for Greenberg. As we head to the 7th inning stretch and 6 outs away from history. Lou Boudreau leading off the bottom of the 7th inning. And here's our 7th inning fun fact. I think the last no-hitter I rolled in a baseball board game was back in the 90s. So this could be very historic. 4-5-6 to Boudreau. And is Boudreau patient? Decide or die says no. It's going to be a fly out to center field. So Boudreau starts off the 7th inning with a fly out. Brings up Johnny Evers. And Evers, rated on his Boston Braves card from 1914, though his glory years with the Chicago Cubs prior to that. 1-1-3. Ace or dynamic, and Chesbro is an ace. That's going to be a ground ball down to first base. And Buck Leonard fields out, flips underhand to the pitcher. 2 down. Back to the top of the order. Fred Clark. Fred Clark, he is 2 for 3 today. Single and a double. 5-6-6. And Chesbro is not wild. Good eye. And Decide or Die says no. And that's going to be foul tip, but hung on to, and strike 3. So Clark goes down as Johnny Bench snow coned that. 3 up, 3 down in Chesbro's first inning. And we are heading to the top of the 8th. 4-0, and still looking for their first hit, the Metropolitans. Can we have history today? Bob Feller. 1-1-3, staying on the hill, ace or dynamic. That's going to be semi-ace, so slugger. And Johnny Bench. And Johnny Bench breaks up the no-hitter with a double. And actually, he is a slugger and home run king, or home run lead. Damn it, home run king. So if the Decide or Die comes up positive, this will be a home run. And it's gone. Johnny Bench in style. Breaks up Feller's no-hitter with a solo shot to lead off the 8th inning. And the crowd disappointed, but they come to their feet, give Feller a nice standing ovation. He just left out a little bit too much in Bench's wheelhouse, and Bench took it all the way yard. 4-1 now as Buck Leonard steps up. 2-3-6. And 2-3-6, double control or dynamic, no. Pitcher batter, no. It's going to be a walk number 6, and that's going to get the bullpen going for the Olympics. And they're going to get their closer up, Trevor Hoffman. So Hoffman warming up furiously. And with nobody out, that brings up the 9th place hitter, Brooks Robinson. Feller trying to get his composure back, 3-3-6, and ace or dynamic. And Decide or Die says yes. That's going to be a fly out to center field. With the ace quality back to the top of the order, 1 down. As Tris Speaker steps up. Here comes a pitch, 2-4-6, and 2-4-6 control. And Decide or Die, yes, that's a ground ball back to the pitcher. And that will be a fielder's choice. So 1-6. Buck Leonard is erased, and on at first base on the fielder's choice is Tris Speaker. Brings up Tony Gwynn, 2 down. Feller, this will be his last inning after losing the no-hitter, 2-5-5. And is he a star? He is not a star. Home run king, no. It's going to be a fly out to left field, and the inning is over. But after 7 innings of no-hit ball, Johnny Bench leads off the top of the 8th with a solo shot. First hit and first run of the game for the Metropolitans. It is 4-1. The Olympics lead heading into the bottom of the 8th inning. So good outing for Bob Feller, minus the wildness. And Trevor Hoffman will come on to pitch the 9th inning for the home team. So Feller, he goes 8 innings, gives up only 1 hit. It was that home run by Bench, of course, a single earned run. And he walks strikes out 8 and walks 6. So Feller definitely wild. But again, it was effective wildness as it took till the 8th inning for their first hit to occur. So Chesbro in his 2nd inning facing Sam Crawford here to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-2-3. And both flash and fresh. It's going to be no. And it'll be ground ball down to shortstop. So Chesbro perfect through 4 batters as Hank Greenberg comes up. And Hank Greenberg, again, the hero today with a 3-run shot off Grover Cleveland Alexander. 2-3-4. Runner on base, no. Hot batter, no. Pops it up and into foul territory. And ranging near the stands to pull that in is Brooks Robinson. So 2 outs, and Chesbro has been very good in relief. 5 for 5, and the Bambino steps up to the plate. 1-3-5. And we're going to have an unusual result, and that's going to be led by the blue die. So base is empty. And this will come down to the umpire's call, 1-2. Strict umpire at second base. Rules batter out at second base, stretching a single into a double, and that's not going to be the case. Otherwise, umpire rules safe, and that's going to be a double for Ruth. So first hit, Chesbro is given up. So 2 out double by the Babe, and they're in business again. Jimmy Fox, the batter. Fox hit a solo shot, a towering blast over the center field wall his last time up. 4-4-5. And 4-4-5, Workman, no. Patient, is Fox patient? No. Decider die says no. That's going to be a ground ball down to first base, so 3 unassisted. 1 hit, no runs, no errors for the Olympics, and we are through 8 innings. Olympics 4, Metropolitans 1, and Trevor Hoffman on to try and close it out. We'll face Joe Morgan, Ralph Kiner, and Jim Rice. Here we go, top of the 9th. 1-2-5, and Strugler, no. Patient. And patient indeed. The umpire says he is going to get ball 4 on that. So Morgan, that's the 2nd walk he's drawn today as the runner gets his lead. Ralph Kiner, they're not going to try and steal. 1-2-3. And Kiner, both flash and fresh. And flash and fresh, yes. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. The high heat, Kiner. So Hoffman, after the leadoff walk, gets a huge out fanning Kiner. That brings up Jim Rice. Rice today is 0 for 2. He's walked, struck out, grounded into a double play, 2-4-4. And we have an ace. That's a deep fly ball into center field, but plenty of room out there for Clark as he pulls it in just short of the warning track, 2 down. And crowd is on their feet. Runner at first base. Olympics looking to open their season in this League of Legends with a victory, 2-4-4. And we have an ace, and yes, and that's going to be ball game. Routine high fly ball into center field. Settling under that is Clark, and side is retired. No hits, no runs, no errors, 1 left. So the Metropolitans, stymied by Bob Feller, didn't give up a hit until the 8th inning. A 4-1 victory on the 1-hit bid. The only hit, of course, being the home run by Johnny Bench. For the Olympics, both Hank Greenberg and Jimmy Fox went deep, and that accounted for all of their runs. So all told, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Olympics, and that is your ball game. So our second History Maker Baseball League of Legends result goes to the Olympics 4-1. Player of the game. You got to go with Hank Greenberg, definitely the offensive star, but Robert Feller, 7 innings of no-hit ball, and he gets the player of the game, ends up with a one-hitter. That only hit being a home run, of course, by bench. Hoffman comes on and pitches a good ninth, walking one, striking out one to get the save. Fell the winner, Grover Alexander the loser, and that is it. So, and again, this game was played. Oh, stadiums I assigned to these teams. Let me go over that too. So this game, the Olympics home field is Shibe Park. So of course this is a grass ballpark and small. What I've tried to do is get all old-time ballparks in this, and all 10 teams will be playing at a different old-time ballpark, which should add some fun. There's a couple of bandboxes in there. These powerful teams that like the Olympics get into them should be interesting. So hey, that's it. Thank you for watching. Appreciate the support as always. And remember to support the friends of the community as well. Hope everyone has a great Saturday, and we'll see you from Shibe Park, League of Legends. Once again, your final score of the Olympics 4 and the Metropolitans 1. Take care. Have a great weekend.